Thank you for joining us.
I'm happy to be here.
Great. Could you just go ahead and why don't you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about Popcorn and Books?
Okay. Hi everyone. My name is Karter, and I am 10 years old from Detroit, Michigan. I'm the CEO and founder of Popcorn and Books, where we encourage kids ages 5 to 10 to read more and to enjoy reading one book at a time.
That is so wonderful. I love the mission of your business. And as we'll talk about later, you also have a nonprofit that encourages literacy. What inspired you to start Popcorn and Books?
Well, one day I read a newsletter article that stated that if third graders couldn't read at grade level, they would have to repeat the third grade. A while later, I also researched that the lack of books in the homes and not having anyone to read with were huge issues of the literacy problem that kids face. I also learned that reading to children will help improve their literacy skills.
Yeah, I love that you saw this problem. You decided to look into it and research it more, and then you decided to do something about it. And it is so fun because if I understand right, the subscription box is you're sending books to kids that they can read, and they're also getting a snack with it, which is, I think, your brother's business. Is that right?
Mm-hmm. And popcorn.
And popcorn. So it's like, it's all about fun, right? And getting kids to realize how much fun reading is. Is that something, were you always excited about reading?
Well, I started reading at the age of 2.
Wow. I guess that answers that. Do you have any favorite books?
Yes. My favorite books are Dogman, Captain Underpants, and Investigators.
Oh, those are all really great. I have a son who's 9, and those are some of his favorites, especially the Captain Underpants. So how do you go about deciding what books you're going to send each month? And also, I should mention you have a YouTube channel that where you're reading. How do you pick the books that you're going to read and the books that you're going to put in the box each month?
Well, I read a lot, so I put books. Well, I put books in there, books that I enjoy and books that I think others will enjoy.
That's great. There's nothing like a personal recommendation when somebody's looking for a book, if it's one that you know that you love. Can you tell us about your nonprofit, Build a Kids Library? I understand that it is, so the Popcorn and Books is something as a paid service, but the Build a Kids Library is where you're actually donating books to kids in need in Detroit. Can you tell us more about that?
Well, the Build a Kids Library is where we send books to kids ages 5 to 10 in Detroit and the surrounding areas once a month at no cost to families.
Wonderful.
If families with kids ages 5 to 10 aren't in Detroit, they can sign up anyway because we believe that everyone should have great books. I did this because, again, I learned that the lack of books in the homes is a huge issue, and families living in poverty, books are a luxury. Books are luxuries that many do not have. So we try to get the community together to put books in the hands of kids.
That's wonderful because like you said, a lot of families, they may not have the extra income they may not have the money to buy books, even if they know it's important. It's just not a priority. And I also love that another way you're trying to get kids excited about books is through your YouTube channel. If I understand right, originally you were going to be going and doing visits in schools and reading books. And then when the pandemic hit, you had to get creative. And then so you started your YouTube channel. Is that really fun? Do you enjoy making those videos? Yeah, I bet. And I think that's one of the things that's wonderful. Like I said, if somebody else is excited about a book, that's going to get you excited, but especially to have another kid recommend it. If I tell a kid about a great book, they might think, okay, but if they see another kid who's like them and who's their age that is recommending it, then that really gets them excited. How do you think these videos can help out parents, like you said, who maybe they don't have books in the home, or maybe they're working a lot and they don't have time to sit down and read with their kids? How can the YouTube channel help?
Well, like you said, parents just don't have sometimes parents don't have the time to read to their kids.
Hmm.
So they can go to my YouTube channel or my podcast so they can have someone to read with.
Can you give us some examples of books that you've read on there recently?
Well, I'm finna read My People Are Innovative by Dr. Tasha Thompson Gray.
Wow,
And
that's what.
I've read
Mhm.
and I've read Kwaheri Sandy Footprints, Habari Hiking Trails. Kwaheri is Swahili for goodbye, and Habari is Swahili for hello. I'm learning Swahili.
That's wonderful. I was actually going to ask about that. I didn't see where it said on your website this specifically, but when I was looking at your YouTube channel and the Popcorn and Books, it looked like you were making an effort to make sure that the books that you're picking were diverse books. Was that something that you were thinking a lot about to make sure that you were picking a lot of diverse books to share?
Yeah,
Yeah, why do you think that's important? Or is that just something that you enjoy the books more that way?
that's something I enjoy the books that way.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Um, so what would you say to other kids who think they aren't old enough to make a difference? Because I think a lot of kids, they have the idea, they see all these problems and they think, when I grow up, I'm going to do this, this, and this. What would you tell them about what a difference that kids can make?
Well, I would say that they're never too old to do what they love and help others.
That's wonderful. What do you see yourself doing as you get older? Do you think you're going to stay with this, or do you have other plans for things, ideas that you want to do?
Well, I want to take the Build a Kids Library to other states and countries so kids can have books all around the world.
That is wonderful. What a great goal. And how did you get interested in this and literacy? I know you said that you had the article, but I was also, didn't you say or I read somewhere that maybe that your grandmother was a teacher, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
And so was she, I bet she was glad to see you get excited about this issue.
Yeah. I was actually gonna I was actually gonna read at her school when COVID came along.
Oh, right. Well, I'm glad that you didn't give up on your plan, even though you had, like, you faced this challenge of having the pandemic, that you just got creative and you were persistent and kept going. That's wonderful. Is there anything else you'd like to share with us about this or about any other projects you have?
What did you say? I think you were breaking up.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just asked if you had anything else that you wanted to share with us about either about popcorn and books or building a kid's library or any other projects.
Well, well, if you wanna follow me, then go to my Facebook page, Popcorn Books, or my Instagram page, _Popcorn Books _. Or go to my
Perfect.
website, www.popcornbooks.com.
Yeah, and please do go and check them out. We've linked to on our page. We're also linked to the Instagram, and from there you can find the other channels that he was talking about because it is such a wonderful. It's a great subscription box. I mean, it's a great business, and then you've got the nonprofit, you've got the YouTube channel, you've got so many ways to get kids excited about reading. So thank you so much for joining us today, and good luck with all of your ventures.